All right, let's talk now about Pacific City. Hey everyone, Seth Marchant with the Home Team Brokers coming to you today from Pacific City. If you're new to this channel, living on the Oregon coast, we show you what it's like to eat, sleep, play, work, all the pros and cons of living on the Oregon coast. Hit the subscribe button, tap the bell, make sure you get notified each time we drop a new video. We get people reaching out to us all the time that want to live or move along the Oregon coast. And if you're one of those people, give us a call, send us a text, shoot us an email. You can even click the link below in the description if you want to schedule a Zoom. Pacific City, located on the northern, sort of central northern Oregon coast. Pacific City has just over 1,000 people, known for its Haystack Rock and Cape Kiwanda. All right, let's take a drive there, and you can kind of see that Haystack Rock in the background there. So this route is coming from McMinnville, taking the 18 to the 22. So Pacific City is a couple miles off of Highway 101, which is nice because some towns along the Oregon coast are right on Highway 101, so those towns tend to get a lot of traffic of people just passing through. Since Pacific City is sort of off 101 a few miles, you don't get that kind of pass-through traffic, so it's really not as congested as some towns for that reason. It's really on the kind of the southern end of the Tillamook coast, which is a really long stretch of coastline along Highway 101. So for this reason, you don't get a whole lot of traffic traveling through this area. So it's a really nice stretch of coastline. We've got some amazing beaches. Pacific City Beach is probably one of the best beaches along the Oregon coast. And then you've also got McPhillips Beach, which is just on the other side, on the north side of Cape Kiwanda, which is probably gets a lot less traffic. You've got Sand Lake just to the north as well, which is also a popular recreation spot for people that like to go four-wheeling. Now, even though Pacific City is kind of out of the way a little bit off of 101, it can get very congested just because it's become very popular, especially over the past 10 years or so. There's a lot of vacation rentals here, a lot of Airbnbs, so a lot of people traveling to Pacific City. So you'll see kind of here in this video, it's not too crowded. This is in the winter time, actually. It's a beautiful day out, as you can see. Now, just crossing over this bridge right here, a couple things about Pacific City. You can drive on the beach, one of the few places you can drive on the beach along the Oregon coast. And if you go straight, instead of going right at the stop sign, which that is a right turn permitted without stopping. That's why I didn't stop the stop sign there. So, but if you go straight at that stop sign, you can actually get down to the beach that way and drive to the beach. I think you can only drive really south. I don't think they let you drive to the north. If you could, you can drive up to the north to the next place where you can drive on to the beach, which is really where everybody goes, which is a Pelican Brewery. So Pacific City is the home of Pelican Brewery, popular spot that now has a few locations here up and down the coast. Also known for surfing. I think really becoming one of the most popular surfing spots along the entire Oregon coast, and you'll see a little bit of that here in this video. It's also home to the annual Longboard Classic, which is an international surfing competition in September that attracts surfers and people coming to watch this competition from all over the world. Also known for fishing. Dory fishing, or the dory boats, where you put in or where you access the beach from Pelican Brewery, you're going to see people putting boats in there as well. These are called dory boats. It's a specific type of boat that's designed to be launched into the surf, as well as to be able to pull up on the surf, and so they can retrieve the boats back out of the surf. So it's kind of like a unique boat. I've never been in one, but that's one thing that you'll see when you go to Pacific cities. You're going to see those dory boat fishermen. So they've been doing this for a long time, for decades, maybe 100 years or something like that. Pacific City has kind of been home to this dory fishing. So it's a really sort of unique, one of a kind type of thing. So that's something that people always like to. All right, so here we are now turning into Pelican Brewery. Now you can see that Haystack Rock in the background. If you keep going straight, that is where you would drive onto the beach. Now they're only allowing fishermen to drive onto the beach today. You can walk on the beach, but they're not allowing anybody else to drive onto the beach, I believe due to sneaker waves. So this does get pretty busy, pretty crowded during peak times. Can be tough to find a parking spot. And peak times are kind of really maybe from May to August, maybe October. This is in the middle of the winter. This is February, so you can get some great weather really anytime. The weather here really can be kind of variable, can get kind of windy at times, can get kind of foggy too. It's a pretty flat area, so I think the fog can kind of tend to sit around this area when it does come. All right, let's go take a look at the what you're seeing now on the. This is just straight ahead from where we were parked. What you're seeing dead ahead is Cape Kiwanda. Now, as you can kind of see there, or as you'll see here, as you can kind of see these tracks as we get closer, that is a very popular spot for people to just go hike up and hang out up at the top, take a picture, I'm sure. And then again, on the other side of that is McPhillips Beach, which gets a lot less traffic. So if you do ever come to a Pacific City and it's quite busy, and maybe you're looking to escape that traffic a little bit or that kind of congestion, you can just go over to that other side or go up to McPhillips Beach. Can't really see it right here, but there are quite a few surfers out there in the surf, kind of just waiting for that perfect wave. So looking back here along Pacific City, most of the town is kind of split really between what you're seeing right here, and then maybe a mile, 2 miles just kind of to the south of us, moving along in this direction, you have the Nestucca River, and then there's going to be a lot of homes along the Nestucca River. So the town center itself is sort of kind of back behind what we're seeing right here, coming up to Pelican Brewery, which is those white chairs that you can kind of see out back. Looks like there's a few open seats. Again, that's a great place to sit and just kind of watch the surfers and the dory boat. The dory boats come in and out. So the town itself, the biggest issue you're going to have if you do want to live here is there's not a ton of homes on the market, and not a ton of homes that tend to come on the market. A lot of these homes are vacation rentals, so for that reason you probably don't see as much activity, but that is part of what the home team brokers are here to help you with. So if you are thinking about moving around this area, get in touch with us and we will help you find that perfect spot. So that's Pacific City. Beautiful spot, as you can see. It's sort of obvious why it's become so popular recently in the past 5 to 10 years here. It's just a beautiful spot along the Oregon coast. By the way, the Haystack Rock too, if you, as an Oregonian, I always associated Haystack Rock with Cannon Beach, which if you look up Cannon Beach, if you've never seen Cannon Beach before, if you look online, that rock is probably the #1 thing that's associated with Cannon Beach. So I always thought of Haystack Rock as Cannon Beach, but apparently there's a handful of Haystack Rocks, or more. That's a classification rather than the actual name of the rock. If you know, if there's a name of the rock other than a Haystack Rock that people refer to this area, because I had never heard of that before. So if you know the name of the rock other than calling it Haystack Rock, or click below in the comments and let us know and weigh in on that. So you can see when you do a Google search here for Haystack Rock, all of the searches that you get are associated with Cannon Beach. So you can imagine how that's kind of confusing. I would imagine people coming from out of town that want to see Haystack Rock are always going to be led to Cannon Beach rather than Pacific City. And there's actually 3 Haystack Rocks along the Oregon coast. So if you know of any other nicknames or names that people that live there refer to the rock as, let us know in the comments. All right, again, thanks for watching with us today. If you have any questions about buying or selling a home, give us a call, send us an email, shoot us a text, or click the link below in the description, schedule a Zoom.